Welcome back to the kitchen of Darian May, cooking for a healthy lifestyle. So guys, I don't know about you, but I love me a slice of delicious, authentic Jamaican sweet potato pudding. And today, I'm going to show you the easiest recipe for Jamaican sweet potato pudding. So let's get right into it. So here I have my sweet potato. I started grating my sweet potato because I didn't want to put it in the blender and spoil it up. I just want authentic, so I grated my sweet potato. It might look a little brown, but that's okay. That's okay because, it's a few minutes ago I grated it. So while we're talking about potato, this is the right potato. This is the right potato. I guess any potato could be okay, but this is the right potato. So what I did, I took off the skin and I grated it over here. I took off the skin and I grated it, and this is what we have over here. So this is the potato. Now we have coconut milk. What would be good is the real homemade coconut milk, where you grate your own coconut and get the coconut milk. That would be okay, but we just have to work with what we have. So a can of coconut milk or a packet of coconut milk powder would be just fine. I have some flour. I have some sugar, dark sugar. I have some butter, which I'm gonna melt when I'm ready for it. So we need melted butter. And I have some spices over here, cinnamon. I have some vanilla browning, and I have a salt, and I have some nutmeg. So guys, so the first thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna finish peeling the potato and finish grating, and then we will be right back to start baking our delicious sweet potato pudding. So stay with me. So this is how I got my potato. I wash my potato, I peel off the skin, and then I use my grater to grate it, just like this. Remember, you can use your blender if you feel comfortable with how it would turn out, but I just feel I want to be on the safe side to get it the right way. I don't want to get it too runny. Alright, so I'm going to finish up with the grating, but I just want to show you that when we just grate it, it is white like the potato, but after it sits there for a few minutes until we get all the potato done, that's how it's going to be turning brown, but no worries. Alright, so I'm going to finish grating the potato and then we'll be back. So I have all my potato grated, and now we can get started. So let's start with the dry ingredients. I have my flour, and all the measurements will be in the description as usual. So this is my flour, and as I said earlier, I'm keeping it simple, not a lot of ingredients. So a lot of people put a little cornmeal, but I'm not using cornmeal. I'm just using the flour. So I have my flour, I have some nutmeg, one nutmeg, and you grate that nutmeg. And I also have, or if you can't get nutmeg, you can use allspice. So here I have my cinnamon powder. And I'm going to put a little bit of salt, just a little. Little bit of salt. I think that's enough for me. And then we're just going to combine that, mix it up so that it evens out. Okay, so now we can set this aside, and we're going to go back now to our main ingredient, the potato. So I have in front of me my potato, and there's one thing I need to tell you, that a lot of people, they put yam, but remember, we're not using any of that. So we're not using yam. And also another thing is raisins, and we're not using raisin today. We want to make sure we're baking a potato pudding, not too much cornmeal, because there's another recipe for cornmeal pudding which we'll be coming up with later. So my potato, and I'm gonna add some vanilla. Remember, all the description, all the measurement will be in the description. So I've added some vanilla. I've added my melted butter. Let's start mixing it up. Added my melted butter, my vanilla, and my main liquid ingredient, my coconut milk. Oh, see? That looks so good. And you see, that is why I didn't want to blend. That is why I didn't want to blend my potato, because I didn't want to get it too watery or too runny. Let's add a little bit more. Another thing some people add to their potato is grated the coconut. They just grated the coconut and just add it to it. But we are keeping it authentic. I think maybe this needs a little bit more. And guys, it smells so good with all that spice, the vanilla, the cinnamon, and the nutmeg. I'm gonna add a little bit of browning, but molasses would have been a very good choice. Just a little bit. So we could substitute the molasses. And we'll keep mixing. And we're gonna add our dark brown sugar. Mix. Mix it until the sugar grains are out. All the sugar granules are dissolved. So we continue mixing. We can add a little bit more sugar. Remember, everything is to your taste. Remember, we are authentic and we are promoting healthy lifestyle, and that is why we are leaving out some of the other stuff, some of the starches, and also people also add a little rum. We're not adding any rum today. No rum today, no raisin, no cornmeal, because coming up soon in another video will be the cornmeal pudding. So we just continue to mix that. Remember to taste and see if you have your desired taste. If you need to add a little bit more sugar, or if you need to add a little bit more, maybe salt if you need, but okay, so I think this is my desired taste. So now I'm gonna add the flour or the dry ingredients, all those things that we mix together. And you know, the flour is what is gonna help to hold it together. To get it to runny. So we continue to mix until we are satisfied that all the sugar granules and all the flour is even out. And this looks good. See? Not too runny, but not too tight. And while you're watching, please give this video a thumbs up. Please remember to check out my shop for all your plant-based vitamins and supplements. The link is on my channel homepage. And also check out my other channel, Darian May Max. So one of the first things you want to do when you have all your ingredients ready, you're gonna preheat your oven at 350 so that by the time you're done and ready, the oven will be ready. So you preheat your oven at 350. And now today I'm gonna use my cooking spray, my baking spray rather. I'm using my Baker's Joy baking spray, and you already know how to grease the pan and use a parchment paper. I think I might need a little one right here, but we're not too focused on this one. We're more focused on this one right here. So we get our pan ready. My pan is ready, and also when we're baking potato pudding in Jamaica, the traditional way is we bake it outside. So we'll have the fire under, and then we'll have some fire on top. So it's a saying that we have hell under the bottom, which is the fire, and the hallelujah, which is a good tasting potato pudding in the middle, and then hell on top again. So it's hell at bottom, hallelujah in the middle, and hell on the top. So today we're going to be using the oven, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to fill this tray here with water so that to keep the temperature kind of down into the oven and to avoid the pudding from getting burned. So the mixture was just enough for one 9.5 inch baking pan, and we didn't have baking powder, so you know it's not gonna be swelling up. So I'm gonna set it so that do not have any like hair pockets, and I have already placed the the tray with the water at the bottom rack, and now I'm going to place it on top. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to cover it with flat paper so that it will kind of steam and not really burn. And I'm going to put that on the top shelf, and I'm going to allow it to cook for 1.5 hours. And then I usually like my pudding with a soft top, so I'm going to come back and show you how I make that soft top, which I'll put in maybe like half an hour before I take it out. So I'm going to put this in the oven, and then we'll check that back later. And while we are waiting on the pudding to finish up, remember that we're going to check occasionally with the water in the pan that we set at the bottom, so that if it dried out, we can put more water in it. So let's continue to wait on our delicious sweet potato pudding. So it's almost 1 hour. So I'm gonna make the top to give it that soft top. So I have a little melted butter. I have coconut milk, and I have brown sugar. Mix that up. See, it's already looking like a custard. That is what we want on the top. So we mix that up and get it ready, and then we're gonna put it on the top after we take it out after 1 hour, and then we're gonna leave it to continue cooking for the next half an hour. So the top is ready. So this is what we look like after 1 hour. So now I'm gonna put the coat at the top to give it that soft top, and then I'm gonna put it back for the next, let it finish cooking for the next half an hour. And this time I'm not gonna be putting the foil paper over it. I'm just gonna allow it to finish up. Make sure it's even. All right. Okay. All right. So we're gonna put that back in the oven for another half an hour, 20 minutes, half an hour. So we know when it's done, if we could stick a knife in the middle and it comes out clean. And here we go. After 1 hour and a half, this is what our sweet potato pudding looks like. And this is exactly how it should look. I like the color, and that is why I said I didn't want to be adding, you know, like cornmeal or too many extra stuff. And so I'm gonna let this cool down, and then you'll see what I'll cut it and you'll see what the inside look like. But I can guarantee you that it's delicious. So stand by. Well guys, it's not fully cool, but I just can't wait. So let's see. Ooh. Guys, you see the top? Perfect. Ooh. Look at this, guys. Look at this. Look at this. Just look at this. Perfect. Just look at this. Nice, look. Guys, look. Delicious. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next video. Please, please, please try this recipe and tell me how it came out. Remember, all the measurements will be in the description, but most of it is just to your judgment. See you in the next video.